Um, it's me, Todd. And since you're here, we might as well do a web show of Todd. I'm going to continue my series reading from my book, Don't Act 101 Reasons Why You Shouldn't. This series will probably take quite some time. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're settling in. Last time we did introductions on the book, and this time I'm going to read the very first reason. So here it is. Don't act. Reason number one. Your magical American bubble of isolation and comfort will pop. What do I mean by the magical American bubble of isolation and comfort, you ask? Well, it's quite simple, really. Those of us who are privileged enough to live in the United States of America lead relatively easy lives when compared to much of the rest of the world. Most of us make up what is called the middle class, which is certainly a heck of a lot better than being in the lower class, but it seems to be not quite as nice as being in the upper class. And while it sucks knowing we are usually busting our humps only to make the rich richer, we can still afford creature comforts, such as cars, computers, and most importantly, televisions. We can rest easy, immersed in the distractions offered by these completely unnecessary devices. This, you see, my dear friend, is the bubble. In other places, in what we generally and rather superiorly refer to as the third world, there are few cars and computers and televisions. What they struggle for is food, shelter, and health. We seem to take these elements of life to be our inalienable rights here in the land of the free. When you are hungry and cold, you dream of being full and warm. When a person eats to the point of bursting on a daily basis, and he or she lives in the comfort of a home or apartment with central heat or electric heaters or a big old fireplace, then the individual's dreams are a different kind of beast. In the States, where we are all fat and cozy, we collectively dream of one day being rich or famous or both. Apparently, being well-fed and housed isn't enough. I suppose the human spirit is forever longing. This is why we've turned Hollywood's movie stars into our own version of royalty. Whether the, I'm allergic today. It's itchy. Pardon the interruption, everybody. I had to rub my nose. Don't judge. This is for free. Whether the individuals themselves are real or not has no bearing on the fact that they are quite simply the product of our imaginations. We have spent much money and time creating these magical fantasyland people, but put them in big houses and given them power and bestowed upon them the label of being special or some such nonsense. We watch them. We imagine we are them. We sometimes even imagine we are in love with them, that they are in love with us, and that we are making love to them on a regular basis, and they are thankful for our company and sexual prowess. I personally have spent lots of time in my mind with the likes of Meryl Streep, Patricia Clarkson, and Clint Eastwood, and they all found me to be terribly interesting and irresistibly attractive. And hey, I was surprised as anyone else to find out Clint Eastwood swung that way. I only did it once, and I wasn't really into it, but he hasn't forgotten. He keeps calling. I have to keep bucking his advances. It's pathetic, really. This is quite a fun way to live, to be frank. Sure, it's diluted, but so what? When I was young, I spent my time angry at the world and believing that one day I would show them all, and I would be a movie star. I had some very good reasons for being angry at the world, too. I spent most of my formative years running from schoolyard bullies and often getting caught and beaten silly. Now my eyes are itchy. That's why I keep fumbling words and losing my... Again, this is free. Enough with the criticism, people. I spent most of my formative years running from schoolyard bullies and often getting caught and beaten silly. I don't know why I was such a bully magnet. I like to think I was a pleasant enough kid, not obnoxious and deserving of a hardcore ripping wedgie, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a downright douchebag. Or perhaps it was simply the fact that I had, and still have, red curly hair, which attracted the attention of the boys wanting a fight, much in the same way moths are attracted to a candle flame. Except moths don't beat up candles, but you know what I mean. When you're being beaten senseless, it is wonderful to believe that the tables will one day turn, and these people will look at you and wish they never had done what they did, because how cool it would be to be that movie star's friend. Life for me, however, unfolded in the way that life tends to unfold, and movie stardom did not come my way, at least not yet. But I am out here still trying, because I am clinically insane. This isn't the real culprit in bursting my bubble, however. What burst my magical American bubble of isolation and comfort is the fact that once I committed to pursuing my dream of being a professional actor, I uncovered certain realities of show business that I can never unlearn. Sure, everyone in his overly talkative and ultimately uninformed little sister will tell you that the entertainment industry is the toughest in the world. What they won't tell you is precisely why it is such a B word. Because unless they've gone through its machinations and most likely been steamrolled over by them, they have no idea. It's just something they've been told time and time again, a discouraging adage handed down through the generations. But see, I learned the truth. I know why the biz has got the reputation. I don't actually know if show business is the toughest in the world. I have worked plenty of other jobs, but I have not worked them all. I've never been a slumlord, for instance. I've never worked down at the docks. I've never managed a Starbucks. I've never massaged the prostates of elephants. And there are innumerable other occupations I've never occupied. Any number of jobs like this could involve the kind of daily rejection, disillusionment, and out-and-out heartbreak that acting does. I really just don't know. If they do, I feel deep compassion for the people who fill those slots in society. I feel especially sorry for those poor slumlords. My heart weeps for slumlords everywhere. Really. However, from the vantage point of any jobs that do compare to acting, there still exists the ability to look at television programs, or entertainment magazines, or movie shows, and escape. Once you are a professional actor, dedicated to the craft, there is nowhere to run. Once you understand the truth of it, you can't escape into a daydream of strolling down the red carpet for the premiere of your blockbuster action picture. Once you've taken the plunge, you can't ever go back to being beat up in high school and daydreaming about one day getting your butt kissed instead of kicked. Sorry to say, once you are an actor, and once you know what happens behind the scenes, beyond simply how the special effects are rendered, in other words, DVD extras don't count, you are naked and vulnerable to the world's worst, and there are no sweet dreams on which you can drift away. Now ask yourself, is this really what I want? Or do you want to maintain the bubble? Go with the bubble. Go with the bubble. And I say 1,000 times, go with the bubble. Okay, fine. I only said it 3 times. But if I write it 1,000 times, whoever ends up editing this book is just going to cut it down to 3 anyway. If you act, you don't get to run away into magical, untouchable dreams. You don't want that, trust me. Because if you do go down that road, the only thing that will remain is acting. Well, that's reason number 1. It's also sort of an introductory thing before I get deep into the details. I did my best to bleep out the cursing. I hope I did an okay job there because, I want to keep it as PG as possible. And I know that stuff about the third world isn't really accurate. They do have TVs and the internet in the third world, and the whole concept of first world problems is sort of ridiculous. But, I was trying to make a point, and I wrote this a long time ago. It's been at least 6 or 7 years since I wrote this. So, my perspectives have changed. Yeah. So, sorry there. And sorry, I was so itchy. I don't know what is going on.